For decades, oil has been the lifeblood of many nations. It fueled economies, drove industry, and built massive national wealth. But today, that golden era is starting to fade. The world is transitioning to renewable energy. And the countries that rely on oil the most, may be the ones that suffer the most. The global energy landscape is shifting fast. Wind, solar, hydropower. These sources are no longer futuristic dreams. They're real. They're growing. And they're getting cheaper every year. The cost of renewable energy has dropped significantly. It's now cheaper than fossil fuels in many parts of the world. The energy transition is happening faster than most people expected. While oil-dependent countries are struggling, renewable-focused nations are thriving. Denmark produces nearly 50% of its electricity from wind. Costa Rica runs on nearly 100% renewable energy year-round. In the United States, the clean energy sector is one of the fastest-growing job markets. Countries that act early and invest in clean energy are reaping the benefits. They're attracting investors, creating jobs, and building resilient economies. Narrator. Now, let's look at 4 countries with vast oil reserves and the dark challenges they face today. Venezuela. This country sits on the largest proven oil reserves in the world. But today, Venezuela is facing one of the worst economic collapses in modern history. Hyperinflation. Widespread poverty. Political unrest. And a crippled oil industry. Mismanagement of its national oil company, corruption, and international sanctions have left Venezuela unable to even maintain production. Despite all that oil underground, the country is running out of fuel. Once an energy giant, now struggling to keep the lights on. Nigeria. Africa's top oil producer. Oil makes up over 90% of Nigeria's exports and nearly half of its government revenue. When prices fall, the country's entire economy suffers. That's happened more than once in the past decade. Despite billions in oil wealth, most Nigerians live without stable electricity or access to basic infrastructure. Corruption and oil theft drain billions from the system every year. And efforts to diversify the economy have fallen short. The result? An oil-rich country locked in cycles of boom and bust. Iran. Iran has massive oil and gas reserves, some of the largest on Earth. But US and international sanctions have cut it off from global markets. Its oil exports have been slashed. And the economy is paying the price. Even within its borders, Iran struggles with outdated energy infrastructure. Fuel shortages. Frequent blackouts. And a growing black market for smuggled gas. The oil is there, but it's trapped beneath layers of political and economic dysfunction. Colombia relies heavily on oil. Nearly 50% of its exports come from petroleum. But it's a fragile dependency. When oil prices fell in 2014, the Colombian peso lost nearly 40% of its value. And it hasn't fully recovered since. While the country is rich in natural resources, it's vulnerable to outside forces. Fluctuating prices, global demand, and climate pressure are all risks. Colombia's economy is tied too tightly to a resource that's losing global relevance. Meanwhile, other countries are preparing for a post-oil future. Germany has committed to 100% renewable electricity by 2030. Japan and India aim to become carbon neutral by 2050. Even oil-rich Norway is investing heavily in electric vehicles and offshore wind power. This isn't just about climate policy. It's smart economics. The countries that embrace the energy transition will be the leaders of the future. Those that cling to oil risk falling behind. So what's the way forward for oil-dependent nations? They need to invest in education. In new industries. In infrastructure. And in innovation. Relying on oil alone is no longer enough. The world is changing. And the clock is ticking. The path to a post-oil future won't be easy. But it's necessary. And the sooner countries start, the better chance they have of avoiding economic collapse and building something stronger. The oil age isn't over yet. But its dominance is. What comes next is a test of leadership, vision, and courage. The countries that adapt will thrive. The ones that don't, may be left behind.